let's also welcome Vinay Paharia, who is the CIO of PGIM India Mutual Fund. Hi Vinay, good to be speaking with you. I wanted to start asking you by having your take on Reliance. I do understand that you can't talk stocks, but sector outlook is what you can share. So let's break down Reliance into different segments. One is the oil, the other one is retail, and then there's telecom. If you can give us some sense that what's your outlook on all these three sectors, how are they expected to perform going ahead, so that we can get some clue about what's your view on Reliance. But overall, how do you see these sectors performing in the markets?
Hi, good afternoon to all your viewers as well. So we are fairly positive on the overall oil and gas, in especially the specialty chemicals space. So while oil and gas is a pure commodity business, but specialty chemicals is more differentiated, has much more stable and structural long-term growth potential, and has a defensible return on equity characteristics. So we like that segment of the market. In fact, in most of the portfolios, we are positive on specialty chemicals. As far as telecom is concerned, once again, that is another sector where we are extremely positive on. It is like a sector which has consumption characteristics, FMCG-like characteristics, but the sector has a much higher volume growth, pricing growth, and incrementally, we can clearly see that the return on capital in the sector is also going through the roof. So telecom is another sector where we are extremely positive on. And retail or consumer discretionary, that is while the sector is a long-term positive, it is going through near-term challenges. The consumption trend in India has weakened after almost 3 to 4 years of fairly strong consumption boost. So we are positive long term, but slightly cautious in the near term, especially on the consumer, on the retail, organized retail side.
Okay, Vinay, hi, thanks for that view. This is Snehi also joining in the conversation. When I take a look at how you are placed in terms of your large and mid cap fund, I see your largest sector allocation is coming in banks and IT and software. Help us understand how you are positioned when it comes to banks. Are you liking PSUs? Are you liking the larger names, or is it the mid cap names where you're seeing value when it comes to the banking space? And also IT, you have an 8.5% allocation to IT in your portfolio, since it is an outward facing sector and a lot of action is happening globally, especially on the back of the Trump tariffs. Tell us what's your view when it comes to both of these names, banks as well as IT.
So we are very positive on banks. I think at this point of time, private sector banks appear like a no-brainer. The sector is expected to grow at a faster pace, given that the liquidity conditions are starting to ease off. This was one of the biggest challenges faced by the sector. Second, as far as valuation is concerned, this is actually one of the biggest sector which is pulling down the valuation for the entire large cap segment. So this is one of the cheapest segments in the market, and I'm talking purely about the private sector banks. These banks, in fact, the larger banks have displayed exceptional track record as far as their underwriting discipline is concerned. They have navigated most of the challenges in the market, in their marketplace, for example, microfinance or personal lending, etc., and have come out extremely strong. They generate very reasonably good ROE, returns on equity, and hence at this point of time, given the current market environment, these appear to be the best places to be in. We are very positive on private sector banks. As far as IT sector is concerned, this is another sector which is coming out of a reasonably soft environment. It has gone through a cyclical weak and times for the last 1 to 2 years. And incrementally, we think going forward, there is tailwinds for the sector. And this is not a great sector from a very, very long-term perspective. It's a stable sector, and it's likely to just deliver volume growth and value growth in line with our nominal GDP growth. But nevertheless, it's a great defensive sector at this point of time. And we think that it is also coming out of a cyclical downturn. So it has good returns on equity characteristic, and it is also going to see some cyclical tailwind for sales growth, and hence we are positive on this sector as well.
All right, so that's the take on the PSU and the IT pack. But Vinay, given the recent reset of the valuations for the Indian markets in some of these sectors across, give us some sense that which sector offers the most lucrative opportunity to you right now, other than financials?
Sure. So I would digress a bit and not just talk about sector. I think the big value lies in the set of high growth and high quality companies which are present across the large cap, small cap, mid cap, and also across various sectors. So there is clear opportunity in most of these companies. They have severely underperformed in the last 2 years. However, these are the set of companies which have over the last 2 decades delivered superior returns compared to the overall market, and they have a very strong potential based on their current valuations on a relative basis. So we think a lot of opportunities in the high growth, high ROE segment of the market. As far as sectors are concerned, I think as we talked about private banks, that's one of the best ones. Apart from that, we also like healthcare sector, we like IT sector, we like telecom sector, and we like consumption-oriented sectors from a long-term perspective. So I think broadly these are our sector overweights at this point of time.
Okay, Vinay, thanks so much for that view coming in, and thanks so much for sharing your market outlook with us and our viewers as well. But on that note,
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.